This video explains how to create a Farming Investment Fund account. You will need this account to apply for the Farming Equipment and Technology Fund. To apply for the Farming Equipment and Technology Fund, you will need your Single Business Identifier, also known as SBI, and your Customer Registration Number, also known as CRM, to hand. If you do not know your SBI, you can log into the Rural Payments Service and check your details, or call the Rural Payments Agency, RPA, on 03000 200 301 and select the option for the Rural Payments Service. Your SBI will also be on any correspondence that RPA have sent you. If you do not know your CRN, you will need to call RPA on 03000 200 301 and select the option for the Rural Payments Service. When submitting an application for a grant, your application details must match the records held in the Rural Payments Service. If any of the details are found to be different from those in the Rural Payments Service, when you submit your application, the application will be rejected. Please check the details in the Rural Payments Service carefully before applying for an FETF grant. Mistakes are often made when entering the Single Business Identifier, Customer Reference Number, business name, email address and postcode. All of these must be correct, otherwise your application will be rejected. If you are not already registered with the Rural Payments Service, details on how to register can be found by searching Update Personal and Business Details in the Rural Payments Service on gov.uk, or by using the link in this video's description. If you need to update your details held in the Rural Payments Service, please watch our YouTube videos on how to do this. You will need to check your permissions level in the Rural Payments Service. The person making the application must have either Make Legal Changes or Full Permission status to apply. You should not continue if you do not have the relevant permissions. You will need to register and create an account the first time you use the Farming Investment Fund service. Once created, you shouldn't need to register again. Please keep these details safe, as you will need to use them in other stages of the grant process. We will now show you the online registration and account creation process. Select Register to use this service. Tick to confirm you are not a robot. Select Submit. Enter the email address you wish to register with. Create a password. This must be a minimum of 8 characters in length, including an uppercase character, a lowercase character, and a number or special character. Type the password again to confirm. Please make a note of these details. You will need them to log into your account in the future. Select Register. The email address you have entered will receive an email with a link to sign into the newly created account. The email will be sent from no-reply@rpagrants.org.uk. Remember to check your spam or junk folder if you do not receive an email within a few minutes. You must select the link in the email to activate the account. You won't be able to apply for a grant if you don't do this. Enter the email and password combination you have registered with. Select Sign In. Once you successfully log in, you will be on the Farming Investment Fund Service homepage. There are links to Home, Logout, and Contact Us at the top of the screen. A link to add or edit your account details, a link to add or edit your business information, a link to apply for a grant from the Farming Equipment and Technology Fund, a link to review and edit your grant applications. To complete the setup of the account, you need to fill in the account details. Select Add or edit your account details. You will need to enter the details of the person who will be applying for an FETF grant. If you are an agent acting on behalf of a client, please enter your details. Select Edit Account Details. Enter your first name and last name. Select Save and Continue. Enter your personal customer reference number, also known as a CRN. It is a unique 10-digit number given to you when you register with the Rural Payment Service. Re-enter your CRN. Select Save and Continue. Enter your personal email address you used when you registered for the Rural Payment Service. If you're an agent, this is the email address that is linked to your own CRN, not your customers. Select Save and Continue. Enter your phone number. Select Save and Continue. An account details summary page will appear. Please check the details recorded here. If any details are incorrect, please select Change. When you are happy the details are correct, select Save and Continue. The account details are now complete. Select Home to return to the home page. You can update your account details at any time by navigating to the home page and selecting Add or Edit your account details. We now need to complete the business information. Select Add or Edit your business information. You will need to enter the details of the business who will be applying for the FETF grant. If you are an agent acting on behalf of a client, please enter your details. If you will be applying for a grant on multiple SBIs, you must complete this section separately for each of the SBIs. If you are applying for a grant for one business, you only need to complete this section with the details of that SBI. Select Add Business Details. Enter your SBI. This must match the details in the Rural Payment Service. Re-enter your SBI. Enter your business name as it appears in the Rural Payment Service, including the initials of any business partners, whether it's a limited company, and so on. Enter the email address linked to this SBI. This should again match the details in the Rural Payment Service. Select Save and Continue. You must have permissions to make legal changes or full permissions for the business. Check your details in the Rural Payment Service. Incorrect permission levels will result in your application being rejected. If you have the correct permissions, tick I have checked I have full permissions or permissions to make legal changes for this business. If you do not have the required permissions, you should not continue. If you are an agent applying on behalf of your customer, select Yes. If you are not, select No. Select Save and Continue. This page is about the intended recipient of the grant. If you are completing your own application, these will be your details. If you are an agent, you should enter your customer's details in this section. Enter the first name and the last name of the recipient. Tick the appropriate gender option. Select Save and Continue. Enter the business address details for the recipient of the grant. Select the county from the drop-down menu. Enter the postcode. It should be in the format of letter, letter, number, number, space, number, letter, letter. The letters must be in uppercase as the service will not accept any other format. Select Save and Continue. Enter the landline number for the recipient's business. Enter the mobile number for the recipient's business. Select Save and Continue. Tick the most appropriate business type for the recipient's business. Select Save and Continue. If you select Limited Company or Limited Liability Partnership, you'll be given the option to enter a company's house number. If relevant, enter the number and press Save and Continue. If you select not-for-profit organisation, you will be given the option to enter a charity number. If relevant, enter the number and press Save and Continue. If you are not a limited company, you will be directed to the VAT page. If you are VAT registered, enter the VAT number for the recipient's business. Leave this blank if you are not VAT registered. Select Save and Continue. Tick the most relevant business activity. This is the main activity of the business. If it is not included on the list, please specify in the text box. Select Save and Continue. This page is about the recipient's land. Enter your hectares rounded to the approximate whole number in digits. Leave the box blank if you have no hectares in a category. If you are solely a contractor and do not have any land, tick the I do not have any agricultural, horticultural or forestry land. I am solely a contractor. Select Save and Continue. Tick the options which best describe your business structure. You must tick at least one to be able to continue. Enter the number of full-time employees. If none, enter 0. You can work out the number of full-time equivalent employees by adding up the hours worked by all employees and dividing by 30. Round this to 2 decimal places. If the partners or directors of your business receive a salary, or if the sole trader or partners take a wage from the business, you should include these in your total. Select Save and Continue. Please provide details of any farm assurance schemes you belong to. We are collecting these details for information purposes only to help shape future scheme design. Tick the relevant options. If other, please specify. Select Save and Continue. Please provide details of any livestock health schemes you belong to. We are collecting details for information purposes only to help shape future scheme design. If you do not belong to any, please leave the box blank. Select Save and Continue. The Business Information Summary page will appear. Please check the details carefully. If you need to make any amendments, select Change. When you are happy the details are correct, select Continue. You have now completed the account details and business information sections. Your Farming Investment Fund service account is now set up and you can apply for a grant from the Farming Equipment and Technology Fund. If you have any queries about registering or creating your account, please email fetfinquiries@rpa.gov.uk or call us on 03000 200 301 and select the option for the Farming Equipment and Technology Fund.